Alright lads, what's happening? My YouTube fam. Guys, it's so nice making videos again. Back at it. But I'm so rusty. Like, this is about the 100th time I'm making this video. So whatever comes out of this video, this is what you get. So I'm guessing most of you guys that are gonna be watching this video are people who are looking into buying the E46 BMW. Now, this video is in no way trying to discourage you into getting into the E46 platform. If so, I'm trying to encourage you guys to get into it, because the E46 is a fantastic platform to get into. It does so many things so well. It looks amazing stands. It's easily turned into a track car, easily turned into a drift car. It's a fantastic daily driver, and overall just a great platform to build on. Unfortunately, the E46 has somewhat of a bad reputation, all right? For the most part, I don't agree with it. You have a lot of guys buying those very low prices E46 for like 300, 400, 500 euros, and they expect them to run like a brand new car with no problems, and they go onto the forums, blah 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 blah, unreliable, this broke. Actually, the other day I was watching a video. This guy, title was E46 the worst chassis from BMW or something like that. I'm like, are you serious? He bought a car for like $300 with 200,000 miles, and obviously it wasn't well maintained, and he's complaining that it's the worst chassis, this and that. You know, the hell with this, guys. It's really not the case. I have my car for over 2 years now, and it's been really well maintained, and it's treating me really good so far. Now, the E46 is not perfect, guys, by any means. It does have its problems, some more common than the others. In this video, I'm not gonna be going over the more mechanical stuff, like what's under the engine bay, suspension, more like this. Apparently a lot of E46s have subframe issues, water pump issues, this and that. I'm not a mechanic, guys, so I don't feel like I'm entitled to talk about stuff like this. There's a great channel, you guys can check it out. It's called Shop Life TV. The guy is a mechanic. He goes more into detail about the E46s. He has plenty of them on the channel. If you really want to get into the more technical stuff, it's a great channel to check it out, so give it a look there. Now, this video is gonna be concentrating on the 5 things that went wrong on my personal E46. My car has over 10,000 miles. Oh, 10,000, I wish. Over 110,000 miles so far. It's from 2003, and overall it's really nicely maintained. I tried to keep it well maintained over 2 years I had it, and this video is just to show you what you can expect from a really well maintained BMW that you decide to get. Now, the problems that I did have with the car are somewhat common issues. So if you are looking to buy a BMW E46, just those are the few things you want to look out for when you're going to view the car or whatever. Now let's go outside and let me show you the 5 things that did go wrong on my car. Now, excuse the extremely dirty car. We're in the middle of winter, and it is what it is. And yeah, let's just get on with it. Alright boys, so the first thing that went wrong on my E46 was the coolant expansion tank. Now, this is a very common issue on the E46. Overall, the cooling system is not really the greatest design. Most of the parts are made from plastic, including the water pump propeller inside of plastic as well. And the tank cracked on me when the car was about 105,000 miles. It really did scare me, because I was parking the car and out of the sudden I'm just seeing steam coming out of my bonnet. I thought the engine's gone or something like that, but turned out to be a cracked coolant expansion tank. So this is one thing to look out for. Check for any leaks, you know, and stuff like that. You don't want to overheat your engine due to a lack of coolant in your system. So it's probably one of the most common stuff on the E46. Now the second thing that went bad on me on this car are those beautiful LED taillights. This one, the left one, started gathering some water inside, which caused some of the LED lights itself to go out. They are very expensive to buy them brand new from the BMW dealership, so I just went with a pair of second-hand. This car is old enough, you can find them second-hand parts pretty easily. The two of them cost me about 150 euros, and replacement is very simple. So again, with the information I got from the E46 forums, this is somewhat of a common issue on the facelift coupes, but it's an easy enough fix. And when you're going to buy one, just have a look on the lights, make sure all the LEDs are working 100% and there's no water inside. Now the third thing that broke on me on this car was this window switch. I found out that this is somewhat of a common issue on the E46s, and the build quality is not really the greatest, and they're just, I don't know, they're just flimsy, and apparently they tend to break often. So it was a very easy fix. I bought a second one for about 10-15 euros, maybe second hand, budget style. Easy fix, but it's just another thing to look out for when you're buying an E46, just to play around with the window switches, make sure they're all working all good. Now the fourth thing is a very common issue on the E46s as well, and it's the headliner, like the surroundings, this for the side doors. Like mine is pretty good because I don't have any, like the headlining itself, it's not hanging down, it's still in very good condition, but just these two parts on my personal car are loose. And if you have a look around at all the E46s, this is a very common issue on them. So it's just another thing to look out for when you're going to buy one. Now the last thing that went wrong on my E46, and this only happened about a few weeks ago, was the oil level sensor. Now how do you know you have a bad oil level sensor? Is when you turn on the car and you turn it on, after a few seconds you'll get an oil indicator light on the top there. Now for the longest time I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe I'm low on oil, which that would be bad because then that would mean my car is burning oil, but I found out that that's not the case. I had a look around, and it actually means your oil level sensor is it's faulty. See there? I actually beeped. That's embarrassing. Anyway, yeah, you can see it up there, and that means it doesn't harm the car whatsoever. It just means if your car ever does go low on oil and you don't check it yourself, the car won't tell you because the sensor is faulty, as you can see. Again, I always check all these stuff on forums just to see if there's any fixes that you can do yourself, and it turns out to be somewhat of a common issue on the E46. So now I had a look around for the prices for one of these sensors, and I got a quote for about 120 euro for a brand new one, which isn't too bad. Also the DIY, if you want to fix it yourself and replace it yourself, is not too hard either, but you will have to drain all of your oil out, because the sensor itself is located in the oil pan. And me recently I changed out the oil, so I don't want to replace the sensor and get new oil as well, because the oil is relatively fresh in this car. And not having the sensor working properly doesn't bother me, because I check my oil every few days anyways, so that's alright with me. So guys, that was the 5 things that did go wrong on my E46. Now consider I own this car for 2 years now, and I've done over roughly, I don't know, roughly 15,000 miles in it, which might not be a lot, but I do drive it almost every day, but I drive it short distances, so it's not too much. But 2 years, very little things that I did have to replace, and very little things that did go wrong on this car. So I made this video for people who are interested in buying an E46, but you know, you go on YouTube and type in E46 common issues and there's, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds. Yes, this car has issues, every car does, but I promise you it's really not as bad as people make it out to be. Like I said before, a lot of people do buy those very low quality, poor maintenance, very cheap, $300 to $500 euro, whichever currency you have. You can get these cars very extremely cheap, but you're gonna have to deal with things going bad. They're cheap for a reason, guys. The previous owners most likely never took care of them, never serviced, never replaced things on time, and that's why they cost so low. And that's why when you buy them, that's when things start going wrong, and people, you know, expect them to run like new cars and give the E46 a bad name. I honestly don't agree with this opinion. Obviously, like I said before, there is common issues on this car. There's common issues on every car. This car is over 15 years old now, in some cases, you know. And this car being this old, things are gonna go wrong with it, guys. It's an older car, but you do get a fantastic platform for your money. My car, personally, it's up for sale now, in the range of about, this car, a good maintained E46 is roughly from around 2,000 to anywhere to 3.5. Okay, and I think they're well worth it, guys, because a well-maintained E46 will last you for years with no problems. Like, I was lucky enough to get a well-maintained E46 and 2 years, no problems. Right, to finish the video off, I just want to say, please don't be discouraged by whatever you hear on online. Make sure you do your own research. Few tips when you're going to buy an E46. There's hundreds of them, guys. There's hundreds. Please don't be scared to walk away from a car. If you see something, you know, something fishy is going on, but you really like the car, don't be afraid to walk away from it. There's another E46 waiting to be bought. There's hundreds of them, guys. There's that one tip. Just keep in mind. Don't fall in love with the first car you're going to see. Okay, shop around. There's hundreds of them. Plenty to look out for. That's the video, guys. I know I've been talking a while, but I'm just really passionate about this topic, and you can see it in the way I talk, I guess. But that's it for the video. Let me know all your opinions down in the comments down below. Drop a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe. Great content coming soon. You don't wanna be missing that out. All right. So I'll see you all in the next video. I love you all. Bye.